Hey everybody, this is JP with InkSoft, and in this video we're going to teach you how to take advantage of the banner slash hero space component. Now hero space banner, those are two terms used interchangeably. It means the same thing. So let's start with a quick distinction and definition of a hero space and a slideshow. So those are two separate components. They have much in common. However, there are some distinct advantages and differences. So let's start with the easiest one to define, and that's the hero space. So I'm going to do scroll down through this example store, and we'll scroll down until you see this graphic displaying here. So the hero space banner component allows you to design a complex banner offline in graphic design software like Photoshop or Illustrator, CorelDRAW, Corel Photo Paint, and then you can save that as a raster flattened image and upload that and display that as a hero space or banner. Now the difference between the hero space and the slideshow is again subtle, but let me explain that difference. So here we have an example of a slideshow. So a slideshow allows you to have a background color. You can have multiple slides with images imparted into those slides. And then you can actually input actual text that will display on top of that particular slideshow. You can even introduce a button. So a little bit more interaction. This is useful if you want to direct traffic. For example, if you're promoting hooded sweatshirts on sale, you can promote that and then give a button to drive intent and drive that action. So again, subtle difference. A hero space, think of it as you want to design something creatively. Maybe it's complex. There's a lot of elements to it. You can design that, flatten it, and upload it and have that as a standalone image, whereas the slideshow has a little bit more functionality to it. So let's dig into the details of the hero space banner component. So what I'll do is let's remove this from my desktop now. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that component. I'll discard all my changes and we'll start from scratch here. So of course I can access all the components by clicking the blue component library icon at the very bottom right hand corner. And of course I can select from all components. In this case, the bottommost option says hero space banner. I'll make that selection, and then you can see the two options. There is a boxed layout, so it's a bit more narrow, and then of course layout number 2 is going to be a full width layout. So really you can change this at any time. It's a matter of your preference. It's nice to kind of break up full width with sort of boxed layout, so make your decision whichever one's appropriate. Nonetheless, when you make your decision, you can go ahead and select the desired banner, and that's going to load on your workspace. Notice we give you a placeholder image, and that's a reminder of the size and dimension of the banner that you ought to be creating offline. So when you open up your graphic design software, you're going to want to set your artboard, your canvas, your workspace at 2400 by 800 pixels. And that's going to ensure that you have proper resolution, so regardless of device, that banner is going to look great and display in great fidelity. So with that said, when you hover your mouse and click Edit on the component itself, you're going to get these controls on the left-hand side. Again, this is where you can toggle between layout 1 and layout 2. You can go full width, so that's going to span the entire width of your online store, whereas layout 1 is boxed, as a quick reminder. Here you can establish a background color. Maybe you want to have a background color to break up the image, so you notice that that displays a background color behind the image. So you can make your decision there. Now, as we make our way down, you'll notice you have the same fundamental settings that you have with slideshow. So if you have more than one banner, which is possible, so your clients can click through those flattened static images that you've uploaded. So you can choose the animation type, you can have it fade or slide, and of course you can choose the rotational interval. So how much time do you want as a delay between each of those graphic images? Now here you have the ability, of course, to upload your first image. So you're going to click the upload function. You're going to browse for that graphic image you've created offline, and you'll go ahead and continue to open that. And notice now that that displays on my workspace. You'll also notice right below that particular image you have a gradient effect that you can apply, and that gives a subtle, suggestive sort of shadow highlight type of effect just to call out a little attention, make it a little bit more dynamic, so you can choose to impart that. You also have the ability to link that banner to an internal or external link. So let's say that your graphical image, you actually use text in your graphic design software and you composed a message, maybe even made a graphical button. You might want to associate and have that entire image as linkable. Well, you can just paste in whichever link you want that particular banner click to go to. Now, it's possible to have more than one of these banners, so I can click Add Banner, and that's going to give me the ability to upload another, so on and so forth. So you can introduce multiple banners. Notice you can also drag and drop to rearrange the order in which they display. So at any point in time after you're done building and creating these particular banners, you can choose to drag and drop to rearrange. Now, of course, when you're done, you can click Save and Publish at the very top right. And of course, if you exit the edit mode, you would see that displaying. Now, an important note before we conclude, that 2400 by 800 pixel image is going to shrink and scale with the different browser sizes. So with that said, it is very much a scalable, responsive image. However, imagine that rectangle displaying on an iPhone or an Android device. So my point is, be very mindful when you're using text in your graphic design application and you're laying out messaging, make sure that it's big and that it would be visible on an iPhone. So that's an important test. Remember, this is a graphic image that's going to scale with the size of the browser. You want to make sure it's going to be legible. So anything that's small, make sure that that displays properly on an iPhone. So you ought to test that before you deploy your store and make it live to your customers. Now, if you have any questions, if you need assistance, as always, the InkSoft Success Squad is here to help you. So pick up the phone and give us a call. And as a quick reminder, our toll-free number is 800-410-3048. If you have any ideas for future components, please make those be known. You can send those in to hello@inksoft.com.